We all have that one particular type of game that we just don't play. Sports games, driving games. For me, it was turn-based RPGs. I just never was able to get on board the hype train with them. They just didn't do it for me. However, when I was handed Sin Slayers, I thought to myself, maybe this is the game to change my mind. Hi folks, Lance here, aka Libertango, and today I'm giving you my review on Sin Slayers, a turn-based roguelike fantasy RPG, developed by Goonswarm and published by Black Tower Entertainment. I actually had to Google what roguelike meant. Basically it means the game is essentially a dungeon crawler. You take charge of a party of 3 characters, whose mission it is to stop the 7 deadly sins. To do that, you have to find, craft and equip various pieces of armour, weapons and even spells. At the beginning of the game, you're based in a church, with a blind priest as your guide and main quest giver. From there you can venture out into 4 separate areas: the Graveyard of Sloth, the Ruins of Lust, the Castle of Wrath, the Village of Envy, and the opening starting area, the Forest of Gluttony. When you first select an area to go to, you can choose whether to place the main sin level boss for that particular area, or you can choose to have a lower level boss to defeat instead. When you first load into an area, you'll see the area is made up of tiles, which you can uncover with your characters simply by clicking on that tile. You can uncover multiple tiles at a time by selecting one further away, thus allowing you to uncover all the tiles along that particular path. Each tile uncovered could contain a variety of items, from traps designed to take down your character's HP, treasure chests which can contain any number of items, fountains that can allow your character's level HP to go up, and enemies which you can choose to fight or run away from. This leads me on to the game's combat mechanics. You take turns with each character using one of 2 attacks available, a main attack and a second attack that requires rage to use. Rage is acquired each time one of your characters takes damage. Placement of your fighters is also key in Sin Slayers. Your fighter does more damage to enemies directly in front of you than one up or down from their position. You can move your fighters around during battle, but this will cost you a turn. The more times you actually fight a particular enemy, the more you learn about his weaknesses, thus allowing your combat to become extremely easy at times. Don't get me wrong, if you make a mistake you will get punished. The overall retro style of Sin Slayers has its charm, going back to the old days of the PC dungeon crawler. The procedurally generated areas keeps the areas new each time you venture to them. However, once you engage in combat, the game sometimes falls down. The combat becomes repetitive and at times it's just plain boring. After you've killed your 15th toadstool, it's just not fun. So, this brings me to my overall thoughts on Sin Slayers. The game's visual style is fun and interesting, as I said before, harking back to the old PC games and most other indie games that are coming out with this style, and some of the text your characters come out with are sometimes genuinely funny, but this game seriously falls down on its repetitive nature. There's only so many times I can fight a demon treasure chest before I know that if I position my warrior directly in front of him, the fight will be over pretty soon. And then what happens after I've beaten that one? Another demon treasure chest. So, was this the turn-based RPG to convert me to the genre? Unfortunately not. But I do remain open-minded that such a game does exist out there somewhere. Sadly, Sin Slayers isn't it, and I think you may feel the same. While it has its charms and it looks good and it harks back to the good old days, it just doesn't have the longevity. The combat becomes stale pretty quickly, and the repetitive nature of where you're going and what you're doing just becomes boring. It's a hard pass from me, I'm afraid.
Your heroes all met a brave end in battle, but the magic bounds of this place will not allow them into the world of the dead so easily.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I've been Lance, aka Lima Tango, and don't forget, for more info and more news, head over to respawning.co.uk, and don't forget to check out our YouTube channel as well for all the latest news and reviews. Catch you in the next one, guys. Ciao for now.